Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Christina Tarantola, if you don't know me. I am a pharmacist and nutrition consultant with the Diet Doc Pittsburgh North. And I love sharing stories and little anecdotes that can relate to everyone. So today I want to really talk about self-sabotage. It's something that I see over and over again. I do it too, so I'm not perfect, but I think that it's something that my audience, specifically people who are looking to get healthy and perhaps lose weight, that all of us can really relate to, because ultimately we can have all of these dreams and goals and aspirations, but if you think about it, the body is uncomfortable stepping out into the unknown. And Tony Robbins talks about this a lot in his 6 human needs. He talks about certainty, uncertainty, connection, contribution, growth, and there's a 6th one that I can't remember it right now. But certainty is the first one. And as human beings, we crave certainty. We crave to know that we have security, that we have a steady paycheck, maybe, that our husband or wife is not going to leave us. Things like that. We like to know that they're certain, it's stable, it's not going to just change, or at least, we would hope that it's not going to change. So it is a little bit tricky when you want to achieve a goal, but you're so comfortable with that certainty that you're afraid to step out and to really shed that layer of maybe your old paradigm, the way that you've been thinking, and grow into the new version of who you're meant to be. And I see this a lot whenever there's transitions in life. So for example, if someone is just graduating college and they're used to being a student and now they have to switch hats and they're an employee, maybe they are actively practicing whatever they had studied, there can be a lot of things that come up, a lot of fears, a lot of self-doubt that can prevent them from feeling confident, from prospering and moving to the next level of their life. And so if this is you, if you're going through any sort of transition, whether it's a divorce or maybe you're moving, I completely understand. It can be challenging. And so I think that the whole concept of self-sabotage is really present when you're going through some of these changes, because it's almost like you want to stay comfortable, but another part of you wants to expand and grow. So there's this inner conflict that's created that you need to realize, recognize, and then break free of that. But what happens is most of us are not so conscious of some of these patterns, some of these ways of self-sabotaging. So I'm going to go into a little bit about that. So self-sabotage is really a means of you stopping yourself from moving forward in your life. So a lot of fears can come up, a lot of excuses. I see this a lot with potential clients, not so much my actual clients, because whenever people are looking to lose weight, they have this kind of battle that goes on in their mind, and it's almost like a bargaining. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Am I ready? So all of these things are going on mentally, and it really takes something, and it could be an external event, it could be an internal event, for that person to really step in and say, okay, I'm ready to commit to this. But right before they make that change, there can be a lot of procrastination, there can be a lot of fears that come up. And whenever I talk to people and I have a first consultation with them, I'll ask them, okay, are you ready to take action now? And sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. And, the things that have held them back can be self-sabotaging behaviors like procrastination or self-doubt or making excuses. Like, for example, if you ask someone, oh, like, why haven't you accomplished this? Oh, well, the timing isn't right, or I don't have the money, or all of these things come up because, again, we want to stay safe. If you think of a fetus, whenever a baby is curled up in a ball, or, in the womb, then you're comfortable there. You don't want to leave. And then when you come out, like me, when I came out, I was crying and no one could, assuage my crying. So my parents always laugh at me because I was just a crier from birth. So, but that just goes to show, we come out we're born into this womb where we're comfortable, we're afraid to step out and really reclaim the power that we have as human beings. We have so much human potential. So some of the self-sabotaging behaviors, like I said, are procrastination, making excuses. You can play this dance where you take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And, that's kind of the process. And I'm not saying this to, belittle anyone or to say that you'll never get there. But think of it this way. If you say you're going on a road trip and you're going from New York to Los Angeles and you're driving and you hit a detour, well, maybe you're not going to get there as quickly. You will get there, but it's almost like you're going on this detour because maybe you got distracted, or maybe your self-sabotaging behavior kicked in and you stopped yourself because it's scary to go all the way to Los Angeles. Maybe you want to just stay back in New York. And that's just a simple way of kind of describing more about how these behaviors work. It's you're trying to get to a specific destination and something subconsciously kicks in to prevent you from getting there. So, okay, so what are some of the ways that you can get control of your behavior, get control of these self-sabotaging behaviors? So something that I found to be helpful is increased awareness is the number one tool that you can have, because if you're not aware of something, you can't change it. So getting a coach or hiring somebody, as far as, maybe therapist, or getting an accountability partner, somebody to be able to help you move through some of those uncomfortable stages. Because, first of all, like I said, if we're not even aware that we're doing some of these things, how can you change the behavior? So it's helpful for an outside person to be able to look objectively and to help you identify, number one, some of these behaviors that are going on. Number two, they can help you to brainstorm with new pathways, new ideas, new habits that you can create to get to that ultimate goal. So whatever that is, if you're a recent graduate, or if you are somebody who is starting a new business or wanting to write a book, it's always easier to accomplish something when you have, number one, accountability, and number two, someone who's done it already. So that's a lot of what I do, is I help people to reclaim their health, to identify these patterns that are holding them back from getting to the goal that they want, whatever that is. If it's nutrition, if it's helping somebody write a book, if it's helping someone launch their business or brainstorm ideas for marketing, whatever that is, it's helpful to have an outside perspective. So I would say, if you have to take away anything from this whole YouTube video, it would be to either identify some of those self-sabotaging behaviors that you have and move forward, create an action plan to either get a coach, get an accountability partner, somebody that can help you along the way, so that when you come across a detour or a roadblock or something that is getting in the way, and it could be something subconscious, it could be something like a fear of, a lot of people have fear of success, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of, taking on too much responsibility and not being able to handle it. So some of these things are not always so obvious because you're with yourself every day. It's not always so obvious to you because you are doing the same things every day. Maybe you don't take time to stop and assess and say, okay, where am I holding myself back? And one last thing that I want to say is, I think that a lot of us underestimate how much we can accomplish, and we really need to have that self-belief. I believe in myself. I know I can do this. A lot of the language that I hear with people when they first start working with me is a lot of I can't or I should, a lot of shoulds and can'ts, and it's very limiting. Those words can be very limiting and prevent you from seeking out new opportunities, from asking that person out on a date, from putting yourself out there and speaking your mind. So I know that you have a lot of potential, and it's up to you to go out and create the life that you deserve, because there's so many people out there that get up every day, they're miserable. I was one of those people. 5 months ago, I was in a job that I hated, and luckily I was able to get out of that and create this whole new paradigm of, the life that I love with the person I love. So, no matter what you're going through, don't judge yourself. Objectively look at the things that are holding you back, because when you do that, when you can identify, create an action plan, and then go ahead and execute it, you can create a life that you never imagined. And always listen to your intuition, always listen to yourself, because that's you're the ultimate driver of your car, of your airplane, whatever you want to call it. So definitely, keep the faith, keep at it, whatever you're working toward. And I hope that this inspirational video was helpful for you. Take care.